What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to Jagan Gaming. So before I get started, my apologies about my voice. My son and daughter passed on whatever it is they had, so now I'm sick as hell. And it's been a week or so since I made my last video. I'm really trying to stick to making one video a week. In my last video, I did mention that I finally found a job, and I've been real busy planning for the move to Colorado, so I'm actually looking forward to it. And I've just been real busy, trying to find, I found a really nice apartment. I had to get approved for a new car. I'm gonna have to buy a new car once I get up to Colorado, and just various other things, doing research on the area, make sure I'm not gonna be living in the hood or some shit like that. So I've been a little busy, so I wanted to kind of do a real quick video, just kind of recap on a couple of things that have been going on in the gaming community in the past week or two. So yeah, I am a little late, but better late than never. So let's go ahead and get started. So of course, first couple of things I want to talk about is the Battlefield 5 and Fallout 76 debacle. Both of these games were epic fails. However, if you had a brain in your head and you played the beta on either one of these games, you saw the writing on the wall back when the beta came out. And if you were smart, you spoke with your wallet and you didn't buy either one of these games. Now, I've already made a video or two on Fallout 76, so I'm not really going to rehash either one of these games, simply because, like I said, I'm a little late, getting in on this, and there are tons of videos on both of these games. But the one thing both these games have in common is that as of right now, they're both about 50% off a week after they were launched. These were supposed to be major AAA titles, and already a week after launch, they are both 50% off. Now, Battlefield 5, it was a shit show from the very beginning. If you saw that unbelievably cringy Battlefield 5 release trailer with Trevor Noah, or whatever the fuck his name is, it doesn't matter, he's the most unfunny person on TV. They could not have picked a worse person. It was cringy as hell to watch. And so that was strike one. Okay, strike two is the fact of how inaccurate the game is. Okay, you've got this one-armed woman running around the battlefield during World War II with a cricket bat. Okay, we don't care that she's a woman. We don't care about that. What we cared about was how inaccurate it was. There were plenty of badass women during World War II. Now, the majority of women they were either nurses or they worked in some kind of clerical or personnel type field, but they did have female snipers. They had female intelligence agents. They had female tank commanders. I believe they had female pilots. I believe they were called the WASP, is what the Women Air Auxiliary Service or some, I can't think of it. But they had women who actually did a lot of shit during World War II, and they very easily could have based Battlefield 5 off of any of them. They could have if they wanted. Instead, they changed the story to fit their narrative of feminism, identity politics, and social justice, and it blew up in their face. And then, of course, the final nail in the coffin is, jackass Patrick Soderlund, who tells everyone, hey, you guys are a bunch of uneducated assholes, and if you don't like it, don't buy it. Well, guess what? That's what exactly happened. Nobody bought it, okay? And I believe they're saying that this game is like the sales are 63% behind what Battlefield 1 was. Now, I never played, Battlefield 1 either. Yeah, I looked at it and I'm like, I'm gonna pass. So I can't tell you how good or bad that game is compared to Battlefield 5. All I can tell you is that nobody's buying Battlefield 5, or at least not on the scale that they were buying Battlefield 1. Not to mention, I don't care, it's made by EA, so it's going to take a complete teardown and rebuild of EA before I will ever consider giving EA my money ever again. And then, of course, Fallout 76. Now, what's funny about the Fallout 76 fuck up is that it is just a dumpster fire that they cannot put out. No matter what they do to run damage control, the fire just gets bigger and bigger. It's like they just took gasoline and threw it on the fire. Okay, again, just like Battlefield, it's 50% off a week after, after launch. Okay, they lied about refunds, and of course it's suspected that's why they didn't put the game on Steam, because if you put it on Steam, people can get refunds. Okay, so, and then of course it was a buggy mess. I mean, the day one patch I believe was bigger than the original game, and then of course the latest fuck up is this mess with the canvas bag, where these people spent $200 on this special edition, and I never do that. I don't ever buy special edition or limited edition or any of that shit. I always buy just the standard $60 game. I don't need any of that extra shit. I've never done that. I'm not going to spend $200 on a video game. I'm just, well, that's a fucking lie, because I play Star Citizen, so I've spent probably about $200 in there. But I digress. Okay, these people were supposed, when they got their helmet, it was supposed to be in a really nice canvas bag, and of course, you know what happened. They ended up getting a really cheap nylon bag. Okay, so of course these people aren't getting what they paid for. It's you know, if you want to call it false advertising. And what does Bethesda do? Oh, hey, not a problem. We'll give you 500 atoms, which is the in-game currency, which equates to roughly $5. So this is just one dumpster fire that they cannot put out, and the more they try to run damage control, the worse and the bigger the fire gets. Okay, at some point you're just gonna have to just say, all right, fuck it, cut our losses. And that's pretty much what they've done. I mean, hell, I went to Walmart today and there were just stacks and stacks of Battlefield 5. Okay, and they've got them in a bin where it said, there was a sign, a Walmart sign that said 50% off. I wish I didn't think to take a picture of it, but when I saw it, I just kind of laughed to myself. And the thing with Battlefield 5, when it came out, was it just a quiet release? Because I completely forgot Battlefield 5 came out. I didn't even realize Battlefield 5 came out until I started seeing YouTube videos describing the numbers for sales, and that's when I realized, like, oh shit, Battlefield 5 came out. I completely, that's how uninterested I was in the game. I completely forgot it came out. So at this point, they've dropped the price $50, so I don't know if that's, you know, like with the retailers like Walmart, Target, and all those other places. I went by Target today also, and same thing, I saw it there, you know, about 50% off as well. And you know, I used to work retail, and we had what was called a guaranteed sale, and the way it was explained to me is that if we bought something from a retailer and it didn't sell, we got our money from the retailer. So a lot of times we would mark things down 25%, and then if it still didn't sell, we'd mark it down 50%, and then that's when it would start moving depending on what it was. And then eventually, if anything else was left, we would send it back. And then again, she told, I was like, well, what's going to happen? My manager explained, well, sir, it's a guaranteed sale, so if the customer doesn't buy it, they have to buy it back from us. So I was like, oh, okay, so it's like win-win is the way, at least that's the way I understood. And in a lot of other cases, sometimes we drop it down to even 75%. And normally, if, you know, keep in mind, I worked in the electronics department in the BX. You know, at the time I lived on Okinawa, and when I worked in the electronics department and a stereo was marked down 75%, these things would fly off the shelf. Okay, because people would look at it like, no, that's not worth the price. Okay, these things aren't selling. We start marking it down, then okay, that's when people will come in like, okay, and then these things will just, you know, sell like hotcakes. Okay, so I don't know if that's what happened, or if this is Bethesda who told everyone, hey, go ahead and mark it down, or if they're trying to, I don't know, recoup some kind or make some kind of money. But as far as I'm concerned, both these games are a complete fucking bomb. But again, if you played the beta and you're the type of person that speaks with your wallet, you're not a fanboy, okay, you've got moderate common sense, and yes, common sense isn't always common, then you didn't buy this shit. Okay, and Bethesda, I will probably never support Bethesda ever if this is the kind of content that I can expect from you. And of course, you already know how I feel about EA. Okay, like I said, they're going to have to do a complete teardown and rebuild of that company before I ever consider giving them any kind of fucking money. And then, of course, we have this awesome thing that also happened called the Thot Audit. Now, when I read this shit just had me, I was on the floor laughing my ass off when I saw this shit. So, in an article, it says that online sex workers have slammed a viral campaign by right-wing incels and men's rights activists to mass report them to tax authorities for allegedly failing to declare income. The hashtag Thot Audit, which appears to have started by a Facebook user calling themselves David Wu, began to trend on Sunday after being promoted by a controversial pickup artist. Online Thots are finding out that all income generated from their breast and vagina is taxable. Men are aggressively organizing to report all thoughts. I don't blame them. These girls are getting a free ride via beta bucks and a broken sexual marketplace that is rigged in the favor of females. Okay, he also added that under the Internal Revenue Service policy, a whistleblower could receive up to 30% of the tax collected. There is actually a financial incentive to defeating thottery. Now, as far as I'm concerned, this is fucking awesome because I don't feel sorry for any of these females. I just don't. Okay, and when you read some of these, some of these tweets that some of these girls on Twitter are making, PSA to any of my friends who run premium Snapchats. There's a wave of guys reporting them to the IRS for tax fraud and the like. One Twitter user wrote, "Please be careful. I know sex work is hard enough." Another wrote, "With all these men harassing us, stalking us, snitching to our families, and reporting us to the cops and the IRS, I'm wondering when sex workers are going to snap and take these fuckers out, when we finally have nothing more to lose." Wow. Okay. And here's my take. Oh, sorry about that. So here's my take on this whole Thot audit. Okay. When YouTube and Twitch started becoming prevalent in social media, okay, a lot of these girls that you see on YouTube and Twitch, a lot of these girls started off in cosplay. Okay, now I'm not gonna name any girls specifically, but I mean, we all know who I'm talking about. Okay, a lot of these girls started off in cosplay. Okay, I was never into cosplay, and then they worked their way over into the gaming community because they recognized that they could make a lot of money on YouTube and Twitch and not really do a lot of work. Okay, not only did the cosplayers, claw their way over, but so did a lot of strippers and porn stars. Okay, same thing. They saw that they can make lots of money, so what do? They went out and they became gamers, and their idea of gaming is playing Fortnite, or maybe Overwatch, and pushing it, maybe Call of Duty, or Battlefield, maybe, but that's the extent of gaming for them. Okay? And the thing is, in cosplay, you have, lewd cosplay, where these chicks are just spilling out of their outfit. Okay, they're real top heavy. They got some real, large breasts, and they're spilling out of their top, or they're wearing some short, tight, skimpy outfit, and their ass cheeks are hanging out. Okay, and they moved over into the gaming community. The problem with a lot of these e-thots and Twitch thots, and then they've got their premium Snapchat, and they've got their Instagram. Hell, Instagram in itself is really nothing more than softcore porn at this point. If you really go in there and go look at people's profiles in there. Okay, it's mostly just a bunch of e-thots, and they're advertising their personal website or their Patreon or their OnlyFans. I've seen that on a few profiles. Okay, shit I'd never heard of. Okay, but they saw that they can make a lot of money on these two platforms. And the problem with these females is how thirsty these guys are. That's the main fucking problem. The thirst is fucking real. Okay, I'm gonna quote something that Gundam said in a past video that he said a long time ago, and he mentioned that when he was in high school, or after he graduated high school, a lot of these girls would have either been strippers, escorts, prostitutes, or just full-blown porn stars. And that's the God-given truth. These girls, had it not been for social media, they would be out there shaking their ass on stage, or they'd be a professional hoe or escort or whatever the hell they want to call it to make themselves feel better. Okay, I know some girls call it, "Oh, I'm an escort." No, you're a prostitute. You put your ass up in the air, you take money, you're a prostitute. You call it whatever helps you sleep at night. I don't fucking care. Okay, the problem is, these guys feed into this shit. Okay, because these guys are so thirsty, and these women, like right now in my military retirement and my disability, total I make $37,000. Okay, I went on Social Blade, and there's a girl in there who makes that same amount in 1 month. That's just what I make in retirement. Okay, she makes that amount in a month. Okay, and when I went on Twitch and I checked out her page, of course, what's she doing? She's on there twerking. She's on there wearing these unbelievably skin-tight yoga pants. I've never seen yoga pants this thick, or this tight on a female. Okay, it looks like she needed like 2 people to help her get into these yoga pants. Okay, I mean, you could see complete imprint on this female, but by Twitch guidelines, this is perfectly fine. Hell, these females can do topless body painting, and I'm being told they can even do pole dancing now. But I thought Twitch was supposed to be, it wasn't supposed to be sexual in content, yet you got girls who are topless and you got girls who are doing pole dancing now. But okay. So I don't feel sorry for any of these females at all, because they're always bitching and complaining about equality. Well, you know what? You're about to get a healthy dose of equality, because you guys get it easy, because Twitch and YouTube caters to these females, and everyone on here knows that. Okay, everyone knows that. If a guy complains about one of these females, what does she do? She complains to YouTube or Twitch and cries about how, I'm being bullied, he's harassing me, and what happens to that guy's channel? He gets a strike, or he might even get permabanned. Okay, and you've got all these guys who are sending these females money. These females make hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a day between YouTube and Twitch. Plus, then, of course, they've got their premium Snapchat and then, Instagram. And it's funny because when you go into Twitter, you'll see posts where people are deleting their premium Snapchats. They're deleting their Instagrams. They're deleting all this stuff with the hope that the IRS is not going to catch up to them. And I'm just looking at this like, bitch, what the hell are you doing? That's not going to save you from the IRS. Okay, you've been getting away doing whatever the hell you want. And this is the one time that, YouTube or Twitch is not going to be able to save you. Okay, the IRS does not give a fuck about who you are. They put A-list celebrities in prison for, tax evasion. I mean, what plane of existence do these women live on where you aren't paying taxes on your income? Someone help me to understand that shit, please. How the hell do you make, and you go on Social Blade and you look at how much some of these females make. They are making, one female I looked up, she's making on average about $25,000 a month. And I'm just looking at this shit like, are you fucking kidding me? This bitch is making, upwards of $300,000 a year, which means I can promise you a lot of these females weren't fucking smart, and a lot of them don't realize that they have to pay taxes. Because again, if you look on the chat on Twitter, and there are females telling other females like, hey, that's not true, you don't need to pay taxes unless you're making this amount. No, bitch. And I'm just going to be honest with you, it might not be such a great idea to take tax advice from someone who puts their ass up in the air for a living. I'm just being honest with you. Okay? It's real simple. All you got to do is contact H&R Block, a tax attorney, a CPA, or hell, call the damn IRS. Hey, I'm on YouTube. This is how much I make a month, but they're not taking taxes out. And they'll tell you what you need to do so that you're not sitting there doing a begathon at the end of the year with Darkside Phil. And I can promise you there are going to be a shit ton of begathons coming out this year, because now a lot of these bitches are getting audited by the IRS. And like I said, the IRS does not give a fuck about who they are. The only thing they care about is the fact that you haven't been paying taxes. And hell, all they got to do is just look on damn Social Blade, and they'll look at this like, hey, this is estimated that you made upwards of $400,000 this year, but you haven't paid taxes in the past 3 years. Guess what? You owe the U.S. government like $100,000 or whatever the amount is, and they're not going to hear that shit. And I promise you, a lot of these females, they're going to be out there doing begathons like, oh, could you just, send me some money? I'm not supposed to, or, I didn't know I was supposed to pay taxes. Nah, bitch. I just paid my taxes. I'm not paying yours. But I promise you, all these thirsty dudes that are out there that feed into these thoughts, they're gonna do it. And the sad revelation with these guys is that they will continue to send these females money because, I don't know, they've got no self-esteem, or I don't know what the hell the deal is with this generation, sending money to a female when you're not getting shit in return. You're not getting a damn thing in return when you send this female $50. And the thing is, they compete with each other. Somebody sends a female $50, then another guy wants to one up him and say, well, here's 200. And then someone else sees that shit like, well, here's 500. And then here's someone else sending her 1,000. So this bitch has just made, thousands of dollars in one night, not doing shit. All she's got to do is show some cleavage, wear something short, tight, and skimpy, and there you go. I mean, that's it. That's really all she's got to do. Okay, and as long as we got these thirsty ass, betas that are on these platforms, and look, dudes, I'm telling you this right now, this girl will never talk to you outside of YouTube or Twitch or whatever platform you're on. This female is not going to talk to you. Okay, she's not going to go out on a date with you, and she sure as hell is not going to fuck you. Okay, she's not going to do any of that shit. This bitch will probably not even have the goddamn human decency to throw water on you if you were on fire, unless you're paying her. She'd probably just sit there and let you burn. I promise you, these females on there will never give you the time of day. All you are to them is just a pay pig. That's it. That's all you are. You are a payday to them. They don't give a damn about you. They will never give you the time of day. And what I don't understand is, how have you guys not figured out that most of these females are married? Look at how attractive a lot of these girls are. You really think they don't have a man? They don't have a boyfriend or a husband or a fiance? I mean, who the hell do you think's taking their pictures? More than likely, they probably have a professional photographer, and that's a possibility. But the truth is, there's a very good possibility it's probably her husband or boyfriend who's taking the pictures, and he's probably also her manager, and he's laughing all the way to the bank every damn week. These girls don't give a shit about you. But they're betas, they don't fucking get that shit. I mean, damn, just go to Pornhub, or if you got that kind of money, hell, go get yourself an escort or something. At least you're getting something out of it. You're getting some kind of return for your money. And the thing is, a lot of these girls came over into the gaming industry to make money, and they pretended to be gamers. And the thing is, you can tell when you go on a female streamer's channel or whatever, you can tell which one is a gamer and who's not. Because when you talk to her, she'll tell you, oh yeah, I've been playing since the PS2, PS3, the N64, the GameCube, maybe Xbox 360 or something of that nature. She might tell you, oh yeah, I used to work at GameStop. She might tell you, oh yeah, my dad showed me how to build, how to build my own computers, or some friends showed me how to do it, and I've been building computers for the past 2-3 years. But most importantly, the way you can tell is they're actually good at the games they play, number one, and number two, they're fully clothed. You don't see them wearing short, tight, skimpy outfits. You don't see them doing that. They are completely fully clothed because they have a personality. They actually have good content. They don't have to show skin in order to get someone, to watch their stream. But then you've got these other females, and it pisses me off every time I see them, where they'll have their hair in pigtails and they're dressing up in these little outfits and shit. Okay, they're doing all this, to look sexy. And I forget the YouTube channel I saw it on, but there was a girl who was asked, if she was gonna buy Red Dead Redemption 2, and she had no idea what the hell the guy was talking about. She had no clue what the game was, and I'm just sitting there like, how the fuck are you a gamer and you don't know what the most anticipated game of the damn year is? But that's what I'm talking about. These girls aren't gamers. They're pretending to be gamers, and that's what they do. They play, their idea of gaming is Fortnite, Overwatch, or some shit like that. And when you really look them up, go on their Snapchat, go to their Instagram, and you'll see what the hell I'm talking about. Okay, they're out there selling, nude pics and vids of themselves. And now finally karma has caught up to them, and it came in the form of the fucking IRS. And the IRS is coming for that ass, and they're not going to give a fuck about who you are. So I'm actually happy. I don't give a fuck. Okay, and like I said, you know, they're always complaining about equality. You know, they're complaining about, you know, oh, there's a patriarchy. Well, here you go. There goes a nice helping of equality. You can pay your taxes just like everyone else does. I mean, again, what plane of existence do these bitches live on where you don't pay your fucking taxes? Someone please explain that to me. They actually think they don't have to pay taxes. So just watch. The Begathon season's coming. It's not just going to be Darkside Phil. He's going to have a lot of females out there begging for money because it's tax season. So, but anyway, this went on way longer than I thought it would. Again, you know, I know I'm kind of late to the game getting this video out on this stuff, but like I said, you know, I'm getting ready to, I've got about a month before I leave. So, you know, I've been looking for a new car, I've been looking for an apartment, you know, I have to do a lot of in-processing for my job and all this other stuff. And, you know, then of course, you know, I'm going through my divorce. So I've got a lot of stuff going on, but like I said in my last video, you know, it'll be about a month or two once I move to Colorado, because of course I'm not gonna have my computer. My wife, or soon to be ex-wife, is gonna, you know, ship me my computer after I leave, or rather I'm gonna ship it. I'm gonna ship it like a day or two before I leave, and hopefully I'll be able to get set up pretty soon. But after I move, it might be a month or two before, you know, because I gotta get furniture and all that other stuff. So, you know, I'll get back on there, and once I get used to the schedule, you know, my goal, since I'm working full-time, you know, my goal is to, you know, put out one video a week, like on a weekend, you know, give or take. You know, this is just going to be a hobby for me. This is not going to be full-time. Okay, I'm you know, me, you know, doing YouTube, you know, Twitch full-time, you know, maybe if I was in my 20s and this is something, you know, doing gaming, but, you know, I'm not in my 20s anymore, so that ship has sailed. So this is just a hobby, you know, like I said from the very beginning, this is just me talking about video games, anime. I think the new Dragon Ball Super movie's coming out here pretty soon. I just saw a preview for it, so I can't wait for that to come out. So anyway, let me know what you think about Battlefield 5, you know, Fallout 76. I pretty much know what everyone thinks about it. I had a couple of people who, you know, did defend it. They sent me some emails saying, you know, hey, you're wrong, it's going to be great. Well, we'll see. Okay, I mean, we did see it. It's not good. Okay, and let me know, you know about the Thot audit. You know, are there thoughts that you've reported? I've already reported 6. I don't give a fuck. Okay, I've reported 6 of them already. So we'll see what happens. So let me know what you think. Go ahead and write a comment down below. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button, and I will see you guys next time.